Hey guys, Cher here, and maybe I should start this video by saying that I'm not really jumping on the Black Clover train. English dub is good, but that's all it pretty much has going for it. Anyway, it's that time again. Another season has ended, and another has begun. So I'm gonna talk about the shows that I watched or tried watching last fall. There's a lot, so bear with me. As always, we're gonna start with the dropped section, which means shows that I've watched from episodes 1 to whatever, but for some reason I just couldn't watch anymore. So, let's get to it. Shokoku no Altir. I'm really into these shows where anime tackles Middle Eastern stories, Magi being a huge example. However, after watching a few episodes of this show, I got bored of how much character it was lacking. I barely know anything about the main character after being an eighth into the season, except for that he was the youngest Pasha, which apparently is a government power figurehead, so to speak, so far. Then when it comes to the people the main character is closest to, we don't know much about them either, especially when he heads on his adventure. I get that the anime is supposed to portray the events themselves, but if character development is not added, then what's the point? I heard the manga has more development, so I'll probably get into that instead. Juni Taisen. It's another Fate series type show, and if you guys like it, great. They're just really not my taste. Tsukipro the animation. I love the songs. The 3D animation actually looks clean and done extremely well for a music anime. The story is just boring AF. I don't want to hate on music anime because it can be done right when it can. However, a lot of music anime can be lackluster because the characters could have little to no personality. Tsukipro unfortunately falls under that trap. 2-car. Maybe I haven't really given this the full 3-episode tryout it deserves, but the main characters are so annoying when they can't stand each other. Plus, you have the other characters, but already nothing stands out. They're just kind of moe stereotypes. For something that's supposed to be about girls racing, I expected more out of this. But then again, it doesn't suck you into the sports world. It's more trying to suck you into the moe waifu blobs that anime has been trying to do for the past decade or so. Land of the Lustrous. I know people love this series, but please hear me out. I can't stand the main character. They, because they're genderless apparently, are the one who's basically going to create all the information for the rest of the gems, but they are so goddamn childish. How does a character like that even make it into the final cut of anything? However, if there's one thing I'll give it credit for, the 3D animation looks great. I mean, it looks fantastic. Probably one of the greatest 3D animation shows if art has a huge role to deal with it. However, if I was to suffer through with the main character alone, I think I'll pass. Blendes. This is just another moe anime that people are following, just like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid or the Centaur School Life anime. And it's another one that we kinda didn't need. Has Japan forgotten that by now? Unless you're interested in watching actual maid cafe stuff happen, you might as well forget it if you never liked maid cafes or never wanted to go into one. Konohana Kitan. Another moe anime, but it's with spirit girls this time. Great. And then they add sexual jokes into it. Great. Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. It just got super boring super quickly, but what do you expect out of a sort of dating sim and harem anime? Children of the Whales. This show is beautifully animated, no doubt about it, and the story is complexly fleshed out from beginning to end. That makes it interesting. It's towards the end of the series where it finally falls to the point of a pointless pattern that just made the series just as boring as anything else that I've seen so far. The characters are not fleshed out anymore, and it's like I never got to know them at all. Not to really spoil anything, but yeah, let's just say that anime poster that you're watching right now, don't judge a book by its cover, kids. Just because I really wanted to like this show, and it started out so well. The problem with the show became that I just couldn't stand one character, and she's the one we're supposed to be supporting because of the main male lead coming to the school in the first place. She's just that dense. Fuck me. Our second section is actually pretty short this time around, and for now I'm just calling it the Just Don't Bother section. I'm trying to figure out what to really call it because these are just shows that you should really stay away from if you're really gonna get insulted. A sister's all you need. Unless you're one of those sick people who's really into the siscon or wrongly set up sexual characters, you're going to hate this anime right from the start. I mean, it starts off with a good idea, at the beginning of the first episode, with the main character's perverted manuscript describing his character. I would have let that go if the other characters had substance. And now to the section you all have been waiting for. The shows I've finished and what ratings that I actually gave them, because I watched them from episode 1 to episode, well, whatever number that it was, that I could actually give it a review rating of sorts. Girls' Last Tour. Many people have talked about this series already while it was still airing, and out of all the series that I did finish, Girls' Last Tour was the most interesting. I first went into this show thinking it was going to be another moe girls doing cute things because that's what anime loves to do and has been doing for a very long time now. When I actually watched the series, I was very wrong. This series is definitely something else, and it's kind of difficult to explain. It's two girls exploring the world after the destruction of mankind, and each of the girls are what someone tries to go through in a very traumatizing situation. Chi is the one who tries to be professional in ways to survive, and Yu is the one who tries to see all the good in the world, even though that good might have disappeared a long time ago. This plot shouldn't really work as a slice of life because it's just the girls exploring things on their own. But it really does work, and I think it's the best series of this season. When it comes to this year, it kind of competes with Compulsive Gambler and Made in Abyss. 10 out of 10 all the way. Love is like a cocktail. As a young person, I found this miniseries to be enjoying. From afar, it looks like a short series that teaches young people about alcohol, and yeah, it is. But it also ties in a story about a young married couple who just adore one another. Though we kind of look at drunk stories as a way that pretty much always end badly, this one doesn't. It's not like the wife is abusive or anything because she just loves her alcohol. It's kind of moe, but at least it's not thrown in your face. The main characters, the husband and wife, because I can't really think of their names right now, they're just adorable. They're just trying to live their everyday lives, and that's what this series is about. Each episode's 3 minutes long, but not only does it teach you great recipes about drinks, it also gives you a sense of, yeah, there is good in the world, and we don't need, constant drama or constant moe, nonsense. If you guys are interested in a cute short series, this is definitely one to check out. Also 10 out of 10. Anime Gataris. Hey guys, want an anime that teaches you how the anime fandom works? This anime is one of those ways while trying to tell a slice of life story at the same time. It goes over plenty of anime tropes, and they are used properly to explain what the series has to offer. Also, without trying to spoil that much, this series is very self-aware of what it is, and it clearly shows. Sometimes it may go against a show's favor, but Anime Gataris does it very well. There is one story in the show, but there's another story that was hidden underneath, and considering what kind of show this was when I was watching it, it makes a lot of sense for it to have the ending it did. Of course, without spoiling anything. For that, I'm just gonna say this is an 8 out of 10, and we'll be good. Recovery of an MMO Junkie. This show is funny and cute as hell. I never really expected a show about a NEET to be so engaging, but I guess it's better when you throw in a woman who is actually intelligent into an online romance situation. Sakurai is also an adorable character, and he happens to be my favorite. Though he's not a NEET like the female lead is, he does have a thing with the RPG games, and it's understandable how he and Moriko, the NEET in this case, can end up being close. It's a complex story with a plot that could have been turned into something cliché. This was definitely one of the best series of the season, and probably one of the best of 2017. Plus, it has one of the catchiest opening songs ever. A 10 out of 10 once again. Our love has always been 10 centimeters apart. This is a short series that I decided to watch because it's a romance, so I happen to be a sucker for it. So for 6 episodes, did I get something that's worth as much or more than a 12-episode romance? Or even a 24-episode romance? Well, for one thing, it has a very cliché plot. On the other hand, it does try to be different. These are characters I definitely wanted to keep up with, and I wanted to see what happened to them next. I've been told that there are 2 other movies based on the same universe, so I might as well watch those if I liked this series so much, which I do. From the looks of it, I didn't really have to watch these in order to understand what was going on, which is exactly not a bad thing. I will keep tabs of this from now on. An 8 out of 10 at best. Illiken Yokai Apartment Life. Before I start, Inaba x Hase for life. I don't care if that's not the road that this is panning, the signs are there. This is one of those that I guess the 3-episode rule does apply, but I would more call it the wait until you're a quarter into the series where it starts getting more interesting. It's a slice of life, but it adds a mystery element into the show because how can you live in an apartment with yokai and not expect shit to go wrong? Actually, the only time I really like this series is when some shit goes down. The downtimes can be funny, especially those scenes with Inaba and Hase, but those are pretty rare when you get to the end of the series as a whole. Still, this series is a must-watch in its own right. I think a 7 out of 10 will do just fine. Then last but not least, we got Love Live Sunshine Season 2. This season of Love Live Sunshine definitely proves to us that this series is nothing like its predecessor, Love Live School Idol Project. I really can't spoil the series or else I would ruin the originality that Love Live Sunshine has to offer, so instead of me trying to explain the obvious reasons, I'm just going to flat out say that if you don't watch Love Live Sunshine, you really are missing out. The songs are even more awesome in this season than the last. Enough said. 10 out of 10. Wow, I think this is the most 10 out of 10s I've ever delivered for this section, and it's only my 2nd time doing this. Well, that was it for this season of anime. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Cait, Cher, and it's been real. Ciao!